Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving Schools.
Hello and welcome to Over in the Town. Hey, I sound a bit happier tonight, don't I? We finally have something a little better to chat about. The away losing streak has ended with a 1-1 draw at Sheffield Wednesday, and I think we can say it's a game of two halves yet again, I'm afraid. The first, pretty good, I think, and the second, we clung on at times and there's some stoic defending. We're going to talk about the game in a little bit more detail. Then there's a little matter of the transfer window. As the time we're recording this, it's still open. But by the time we finish recording this, we hope it'll be almost shut. And we're going to look at the business we've done there. I think it's been quite encouraging. We asked you guys, has the point of the weekend given you hope that we can actually stay up? And do we need any additions on deadline day? We've got your 3-word reviews as usual, much more. If you're watching on YouTube, you will see there's 3 of us this evening. No Bataro, he has some other commitments, but with us we've got Darren and Steve. How you going?
Good evening.
Oh, right. Yeah, it would help if I turned Darren's mic up.
Deliberate. Probably not actually, Dave. Yeah.
No, it might be better because we know what he's like. Welcome along, fellas.
Thank you.
Overall, the weekend, before we start, Darren, your Cinders adult panto was superb, and if you're ever listening, you've never seen one, look out for it next time. You enjoy doing it, right?
That's amazing. Amazing, yeah. And thank you for coming and supporting me.
Yeah. Talking about supporting, weekend, when I suppose, we didn't lose. I suppose that's the first point we've got to say.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah. I was actually really encouraged, to be honest with you, particularly first half. I thought we looked much more as a unit. And in the second half, I thought there's a nice little partnership developing with Anderson and McGuinness, and they really did put their bodies in the way of shots. So I think there's a lot to take from it. I am encouraged by it.
It's a nice trip to go to Sheffield. It wasn't a nice day, was it? Cold, horrible. But I think game of two halves, Darren. I think the first half maybe on top, second half, on top, a better performance rather than on top. Second half, we reverted to form, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. When you say a better performance, it's baby steps at the moment, isn't it? And we'll take any little gain that we've got. We were probably in control without massively being dominant, but we were better. It was encouraging. And you're in the lead, and we've been there before, and you think, right, okay, can we hold on to it? Can we move on from here? Can we take another step? Which made the second half even more disappointing, I think. And you're right. We just seem to. I don't know. Is it a mentality thing still with some of the? I know we've got a few different players in there now, but is there still that sort of mentality of like just trying to hold on, or arguably are they happy to hold on for a draw because actually we just needed to stop the rot? So was there an element of that whereas the game's going on, and especially when they equalised, is it a case of, let's at least get a point here, let's stop the rot and build from there?
I just felt that the second half, maybe bit of credit to Sheffield Wednesday, to be honest with you. They did make some changes tactically. They changed formation, and Barry Bannon at this level, he's an absolute magician. I know I said before we came on air, but you could see him making runs for 1 or 2 passes down the move, and he's just brilliant. He just seems to be in the right place all the time. He's so good with the ball. He seldom wastes the ball. And he's just got a vision, and he can back it up with a pass. So I think second half you got to give them some credit. But first half, there was few chances for either side. But again, I'm seeing progressions in our sort of play. I'm sort of seeing things that they've been working on. Asgard looks like a real top player to me. I mean, really quick feet. Even when he's warming up, he just sort of holds himself as if he knows he's a good player.
He took that one. Was it second half? He took that one down. Was it from a Kaminsky kick or something? He just took it down.
Yeah, cut inside and then got fouled on that.
Got fouled.
No, he looks like a real player. I know it's very early days.
With the commentary, oh my word.
Yeah.
Because it was that good. You talked about tactical changes for Sheffield Wednesday. Is Matt Bloomfield on it and changing the team to counteract that? Do you think he's good enough at this point? He's a manager. He should know what he's doing. So is he making those changes during the game? Do you see that change when they make their subs?
Not initially, to be honest with you. And I think he alluded to it in his interview after the game that they made some changes at half-time, which made it difficult for them. So whether he felt that he couldn't react by matching them, that I don't know. But
and I guess there's still a level that he, even though he's been in a few weeks, but he's only been in a few weeks. You know, if you've got to change up formation, does he know who can do what? Still, so it's one thing trying to match him up or counter, but if the players aren't available to him, he's got a lot of players there that had only been in the building 1 or 2 days. How does he know if they can do a certain thing? So it's difficult. It was difficult, but I think we're still yet to see a Bloomfield formation properly.
Yeah, I don't think you might not even see that till next season. To be honest with you,
yeah, possibly not. I mean, he came, and we know at Wickham he either plays a front three or it's very attacking. We're still not that yet.
We can't afford to be gung-ho.
No, you're quite right. So I think we're probably still a little bit more defensive heavy. I think at times in that second half, I mean, certainly when Naismith came on, we were 5 at the back. We thought we'd never want to see that again, but it got us over the line. It got us that point and stopped the rot. So
and it was really nice when the final whistle went. It was nice to have stopped that rot, to have got a point, and then the players come over and they got a good ovation and they gave a good ovation. So again, it's another step forward, as in maybe some of the poison that was at Kenilworth Road the previous game, maybe we're starting to heal those wounds.
I think the window's shutting tonight. The no game at the next week, this weekend now, isn't it? 10 days off.
Could be a godsend. Could be good timing for us.
It could be really, really good timing. 10 good days on the training ground. You're going to know from tonight onwards. You're going to know what your squad is. And there's no disruption. I mean, I haven't had much sleep lately, but they must have even less. So I think I'm hoping to see a bit more of Bloomfield's tactics and everything. But hey, next game is Sunderland away, so it's going to be difficult. But I think we'll see a bit more of a Bloomfield team from next week onwards. Well, hopefully,
as we evolve.
I'm a big believer that the luck has to change in away games. You can't go the whole season and not get a couple of away wins. You really can't. Unless we're absolutely terrible. So I hope the next 2 away games are absolutely fantastic victories. Talking about the weekend, we'll ask you guys, as usual, for your 3-word reviews, and we'll just go through them as quickly as we can. Connor says a point's a point. David did not lose. John a bit better. Dom banished the hoodoo. Andy stopped the rot. We've got a little theme going there. Graham, open play goal, which is encouraging. Phil, better things coming. Callum, poor second half. Stuart, Alfie's wonder strike, and Paul build on this. You want to take one and one each, because we're already 10 minutes in and we haven't even started talking about the game.
Well, I'll go on Paul, build on this, because we have to now. Probably the third time I've said it. We've stopped the rot now, so that we can draw a line under that now. Like we said, and now it's time to build on this. And whether on Saturday they were 5 at the back and let's at least get the draw and everything else. But we've got it. We've got it. We've stopped that now. So now we build. Start getting your confidence back.
Exactly.
I think Paul, definitely build on this now.
Yeah, and I went with Phil. Better things coming. So again, it just feels like you're seeing a bit of structure in the play, and definitely some structure when we haven't got the ball, which we were.
We talked about in previous weeks how all the feeling around the club has been a bit negative. The togetherness that we had before isn't there. Does this one now spark it back and go, right, now we're going to go? And you could see the players bonding a little bit better.
I felt that there was flickers of life, with at Sheffield, to be honest with you. Everyone really wanted it to go well. And, where there's been that negativity, there was more positivity on Saturday, I felt.
Well, at the game, Sheffield Wednesday won, Luton Town won on the weekend. 4 changes from the Millwall game, and let's be fair, the Millwall game we need to forget about. Walters, Johnson, Asgard and Fane for Hashioka, Bell, Nakamba and Kraus. Now, not surprised about the Hashioka leaving out. Bell's been a bit slow, and and it's just been,
he's been off it.
Nakamba's not been on the game, and obviously Kraus, for reasons we know now, he was on his way, wasn't he? So he wasn't coming out.
It's a shame that didn't work out. I think if we'd been the Luton team with the togetherness and battle we had in the Premier League, I think he would have excelled.
Excelled and stayed.
Yeah. I just feel at the time that he came and the way it was all going, it turned out to be not a good move for him, and I think he struggled with it, which is a shame.
Sorry about the coughing, everyone. Let's talk about the game then briefly, because I don't know there's a lot to say about it really. Started, I'm going to say brightly. I think we started quite brightly. We looked like we were doing okay. Like I said to Steve earlier, not many chances in that first half.
No, there wasn't. But we were looking to pass the ball crisply. We were looking to try and create space and movement. I said before, I think Asgard is looking really, really good. He was winning some flick-on headers, which is not really what he's there for, but he was winning those headers where, again, in the past, the sort of the head tennis, even though you say get the ball on the floor, you've got to win that contest. When the head tennis is going on, you've got to win it, then get the ball down. So he won a couple of headers. Carlton Morris is either one of the biggest divers and cheats in the history of the world, or he's one of the most unlucky, because the referee didn't give him a damn thing. Now, I'm sure that he might play the game, but there were an awful number of times where you could see them holding him, pulling him back. And I just think that the referees it's preset, he's a diver, he's a cheat, and they give him nothing regardless of what the situation is. I think he's really harshly dealt with.
The trouble is, Steve, he's also a moaner. And
but he's the captain. He's allowed to.
Well,
to go.
I would go the other way, and he should be setting an example. He's been booked on a few occasions this season for going after the ref or moaning at the linesman, and you'll typically get a ref maybe 3 times in a season, through all of them, and they'll remember him, and his card would be marked. You're right, and the ref shouldn't go out there with that preconception, but they clearly are.
Yeah.
But he's not doing himself any favours. He's got to change. He's got to change their opinion on him to start getting those.
I've seen Carlton nearly have his shirt torn off his back and not have a free kick given against him. And some,
I've seen that a number of occasions.
But that's the thing.
People say it's a contact sport, but there's different ways of contacting there, and pulling the shirt is a foul.
But because he goes down all the time and he's moaning all the time, that when there is a genuine one, he doesn't get it.
The striker that cried wolf.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that in the Premier League as well now, isn't it? They're letting those tackles go from when we were in there. They're letting those tackles go that 2-3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
They'd have been getting a yellow card for almost. It's crazy.
Yeah, but back to your question, Dave. I felt the first half we were looking to pass the ball crisply. We were looking to get Alfie involved. For the goal, which we'll come to in a second. I thought that was lovely hold-up play by Carlton. He had the guy on his back. He managed to get the ball under control and then put it inside beautifully. And I can't believe Alfie just wasn't marked. Because he was quite central. And what a strike!
Strike was fantastic, Darren.
Yeah, it was similar to the QPR away one, wasn't it, from him?
It flew in.
Just flew in. And that's what he's capable of. For me, whether he's still a left forwards or a whatever,
he was more advanced on Saturday, and he said I'll play anywhere, which is your cliched answer. But I think it felt like he enjoyed being a bit further.
I just wonder when a Chong or obviously Jones wasn't involved at the weekend, or a Baptiste in that back, whether he ends up just going back to left back. But he's doing a job there at the moment, and it was a phenomenal strike. He is a bit of class. At the moment, he's the one that is above our our position in the table for performance ways. Do you know what I mean?
After I calmed down celebrating, I did think that wasn't the best time to score a goal like that. With a few days left of the transfer window.
The question I was just about to ask you both, and I could start with Darren, given that Alfie's a cut above everyone at the moment, or he seems to be, and the window is still open as we're recording, and I'd hope he's not going away. He's just signed a big contract. But are you not surprised that loads of people haven't come after him? I think people that maybe the lower part of the Premier League,
or Middlesbrough are doing some business at the moment, or a West Brom kind of team, that's got genuine chance of going up this season. But I think the injury probably helped us this season. If he'd been playing all the way through and had his normal stats and everything, I think probably there might have been a bid for him. But how long has he been injured for? He's been out a while, wasn't he?
Between 8 to 10 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
But I think he's still near the top of the Championship, goal scoring opportunities created.
But it might have just taken, not off the radar, but it's like if he comes back and he breaks down again or whatever, it's one of those ones where it would probably be an end of a season one. But look, that lad loves Luton. He absolutely loves Luton.
Yeah, he loves Luton.
And it'd take a lot to get him away from the club.
Yeah. But, you can't deny him an opportunity if it's a really big club.
No, because
he goes, and we make a lot of money out of that.
Actually, he was named, I don't know whether you guys saw Tuchel's championship players that would have a chance to progress or play for England. Doherty was in it. And that speaks volumes.
That does. If ever there was a time where you take one for the team, Sheffield Wednesday's run, what's his name? Gassimas.
No, yeah.
He literally run the length of the pitch. Someone's got to chop him down. Someone's got, I don't care if it's a clinical foul and, you shouldn't do it. Well, of course you should.
Look, I think Clark had 2 chances. I think Walters had a chance. I think Fane had a chance before that. It reminds me, and I'm going to, because it's the same, but I know I get on his back. But it reminds me of Spurs away. I think we were 1-1. We had a corner, 86th minute or something like that. Yeah. They broke from our corner. Son broke from our corner. And Clark should have just wiped him out on the halfway line. And we probably would have ended up getting a draw at Spurs, but we lost 2-1. Son carries on and then scores. Clark's got to take him out. Just like you said, take one for the team, take the yellow, take him out. When he missed, Walters should have took him out. Walters did that classic hold back, arms up, I'm not touching him, ref. Take him out.
Yeah, absolutely take him out. But he's been, you can see why he wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. For me, Walters was miles more to blame than Clark on that. Because Walters, all the way as he progressed towards the penalty area, he was the wrong side of him. For me, I don't. The only time I remember Clark being involved, and again, I've only seen it at the game, was when he was maybe 5 yards outside the penalty area, where he had the lunge of a tackle and it broke the guy's way. Still, as I say, I've only seen it that one time in real time. I don't.
Did he not pick the ball up in his own half practically?
Yeah, he did. But
so there was more than one player that he ran past.
Yeah, well, it was mainly Walters. Walters was the wrong side of him all the time. And as Darren said, twice he sort of stopped, put his arms up, not to create foul him. I'm sorry. Take a booking, as we've said. It was absolutely awful.
Why do you think Walters didn't put the challenge
up? Because he's a young, inexperienced player. To be honest with you, any seasoned pro would have done it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they probably would have done it as obvious as just grabbing his shirt and pulling him back.
Because a little grab, it's a whistle, it's a yellow card, and danger's over.
Yeah, and they could have done it, not even on the edge of the box. It could have been 30 yards out, so they're not even going to get a shot on goal. It'd be a free kick into the box.
Yeah, that is just a young player, inexperienced, but yeah... Right back, I really want someone with more pace, to be honest with you.
But the trouble being that is then once he's in the box, you then can't put the challenge in.
Yeah.
And we did. Now, I know I'm a Luton fan, everyone, so, I'm just thinking, I don't see much of a penalty there. Am I just wrong?
When I was watching it live and he pointed to the penalty spot, I kind of went, what? Really? And then they showed a close-up and I went, has he kicked the back of his leg?
Well, did he kick the back of his leg? I don't know. I've not really seen it.
I've only watched it a couple of times. I haven't, assessed it that much. But No Luton player really kicked up a stink.
No.
I suppose there is that.
I think he did sort of lunge. I mean, he might have got a little bit of the ball. I'm not sure. Again, I only saw it sort of at the time it happened, and I sort of said to my grandson, I said, "Pen." You know, but again, it's only that one thing, but it should not have gone anywhere near that.
And it's disappointing. The penalty was well taken.
Yeah, good effort to get to
Kaminsky
it.
got
He
something
nearly,
on it.
yeah.
He nearly pushed it. It was a smashing penalty, though. Really,
Yeah.
quite. And so that 1-1, disappointing at 1-1, and then it was real back to the wall for us. Some of the defending was proper defending. You know,
Can I?
Yeah, go for it.
You know, I gave McGuinness a hard time. I'm still a bit dubious on his defending from crosses and his positional sense, but he's outright. I'm going to put my body on the line. John Terry-esque was fantastic on that. There was one really late on, right near the end down here, that he just chucked everything at it.
Yeah,
you know, that side of his defending is never in doubt, and he was superb.
but he can only get better then.
Well,
He can only get better. Don't
Yeah,
forget, it's just progression for him.
yeah, I think so.
And I keep forgetting how young he is.
Yeah, and I think with Mads Andersen alongside him, he seems quite a calm player. So, you know, maybe that's bringing a calmness to McGuinness. He's not so anxious about things. Nice little partnership building there.
Yeah, although with Naismith coming in, do you think it will be the two of them, or do you think Naismith would be the left out of the two and Mans drops down?
I don't know. I think Naismith is going to be back up for a good few weeks. He hasn't played for a long time, you know. But I didn't think Fane was disastrous, you know, in his more familiar position as opposed to a number 10. You know, I thought he put himself around the pitch quite nicely and looked to get involved.
Backs to the wall, as I said. We still had another chance. We could have scored. It was a bowler.
Bowling,
Yeah.
But it was both our new guys there, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, I liked Ali when he came on. He was really strong, and he's got some pace about him. And you know, he doesn't care where he's come from. You know, he wasn't overawed by Championship. You know,
we've been missing a bit of pace there, haven't we?
Yeah,
We've been
we
missing
have.
that attack where the player takes the ball on and whips it in or goes for a shot.
Yeah, I mean, and he's got a step over it. He could go either way, but yeah, he was strong.
He was physical. He came straight on and body checked the guy and gave away a free kick. But I'm like, yes.
Yeah, and again at the time, I thought that was harsh because I thought he sort of got his foot over him.
I think because he did two in the space of about 20 seconds. I think the ref went, well, I'll give one of them.
Yeah, but no. So that was an encouraging start. The chance that you're talking about, Dave, Josh Bowler. I think he was maybe 9-10 yards out, something like that, and he just choked it and sort of, you know, pulled it.
Yeah, I think. I'm not a striker by any sense, but I just thought he could have gone for the other post, the other angle. I think he would have got a better connection. Whether he's trying to be clever and bring it back, and he just hooked it too much, didn't he?
A player that hasn't played a lot lately.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, he did some good defensive work, Bowler. He found himself in that right back position a couple of times, tracking back, and a couple of times he saw the ball out.
Yep.
So he's not all just flair going forward.
Oh no, he's an intelligent player,
Yeah.
and again, if we can get him up to speed, you know, match fit and all that lot, you know, I do see a lot of positives about what's happened over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We've got some games coming up, haven't we? And it's getting rather frustrating. But at least now we've hopefully stopped the rot temporarily because, Sunderland away next is going to be a real tough ask.
Yeah.
And then we all know who the way game after that is. And, if we lose at Sunderland, I'll be very disappointed. But if then we get our winning streak going again at Vicarage Road, I'll be mightily happy. So Sunderland's is going to be really, really tough. But they're expecting us to roll over, right? Yeah,
they will be, yeah. I mean, you've got to say that they're doing well.
They're doing very well. They're fourth. They got 55 points.
Yep.
They are looking to get to automatic promotion.
There's talk of them bringing in Adam Armstrong today, and they're doing some serious business as well.
Yeah, and it's frustrating that 2 seasons ago we was giving them a proper game, and the home game I thought we did really well, but maybe we'll just have one of those amazing performances and nick it. As I said the other week, 900 people if you're going midweek.
Who schedules that, by the way? A Wednesday night away at Sunderland? I mean, ridiculous.
Well, let's not talk about that anymore. 'Cause I was going to say, though, we've won 2 points from our last 8 games, really. That's crazy. You know, it's a crazy stat. And what is... Matt Bloomfield's still looking for his first
I think this is the one for me, is the down here, Dave, the 3 goals in the last 5 games. That's the one thing that I just would love to see. You know,
5 goals in the last 3 would be better, wouldn't it?
Well, do you know what I mean? But even here, you know, we had 1 shot on target, which was Alfie's. You know, that's where we've got to change things up. We really have to change things up, and hopefully Bloomfield's attacking style, we'll see a bit more of that.
It took him a little while to settle in at Wickham. It took him half a season to settle in at Wickham before he had the good season.
Okay.
And it was only half a season.
And you think that was a very familiar club for him as well?
Yeah.
We haven't got half a season for him though.
Having said that, you know, it's different. We've not lost, and I suppose that's the only positive we can take. Well, we can take the new players, but the positive is we didn't lose, and it's been all right.
Yeah,
it was all right. So we've got to push on. We've got to think about. You can tick Sunderland off. No, Sheffield United at home.
No,
maybe. And we were better at home. No, don't look at me like that.
No, we are, but they're
Plymouth at home.
But
there are teams that we need to beat. We need to beat Plymouth. We need to beat Portsmouth, and we do need to beat Watford.
Yeah,
we need to beat Watford.
Yeah, we need to be getting some goals, and we need to be picking up points because the clock is ticking.
So the new boys are coming. Transfer window's on. We've been talking about the players. Are we satisfied with the transfer window? Everyone was saying we haven't spent enough. We haven't done enough. The Kone thing. People thinking we might have wasted time on him, but you know, we're looking at him, but we're not just looking at him, we're looking at others. Are you satisfied with who we brought in?
Yeah, I mean, I sat here last week saying we probably need 5 or 6. I said 15, but you know,
optimistic,
realistically 5 or 6. When we look at the window in total, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've got 7. We've had 7 in this window as we sit here. If I'm right, 3 have gone out, so you'd fancy some have got to go out as well. Look. You know, we're talking about Middlesbrough have signed Inacho or whatever his name is. You know, this is a guy that's won the Premier League and whatnot. You know, you got to look at levels and actually when you think about where we are and our situation, we are in a relegation battle. So, you know, whereas I'd love to sit here and say we've got these players that are you know, Premiership quality or these Premiership loans, the Aston Villa lad Barry that's gone out. You know, we'd love to have got him, but we've got to be realistic. We're in a relegation battle, and do they want to come here? So I think when we look at who's come in, okay, you've got one that can't get in the Bristol City team, one from Exeter, and one from Wigan, and whatever. But you know, it goes back to that. They want to prove themselves. This is how Luton got up the leagues. Lads that are coming in that want to prove themselves at a higher level. So let's see if they can. 7 in, that's huge, and that's
it's a lot of money as well we've spent. You know, again,
amount.
you know, people were criticising the board and Gary Sweet for not putting the money out there. Well, he's definitely been aggressive on this window, hasn't he?
I mean, fairly. There's no big money signing, but overall they've probably chucked a bit of money.
Spent a lot of money,
but I'm glad. In a way, I'm kind of glad we haven't given Wickham £7 million. They turned down 4 bids. I mean, you know, come on. You know, let's be realistic.
It wouldn't surprise me if he joined us in the summer. If we stay up, I wouldn't surprise me if he joined us in the summer. Yeah,
quite possibly. But I'm glad. Well, we don't know what's happened, but I hope at some stage we would. No, that's where we're going to go to, and that's your lot.
But he wants to get promoted with Wickham. God bless him. I hope he does it. And you know, then look at it. Can we just talk about Asgard? You say he played for Wigan. Sorry. And when you looked at the social media from Wigan, done it again. Wigan fans. They were gutted, and you know, most of them, Luton's a downward step. Well, clearly it's not, boys.
No, yeah.
But they were gutted to lose him.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and it was pretty much all saying the same thing. You know, our talisman, the person that they could really count on. And he scored a lovely volley against us. Well, he scored a couple of nice goals against us, hasn't he?
Didn't like him then.
No, I didn't. But no,
he's a player on the up, isn't he?
Yeah, very, very much so. And I've got real high hopes for him. I think he's the sort of person, once he gets a goal, I think he could go on a run.
And actually, I won't pronounce his first name, but Ali.
Milinic.
Milinic, there we go. I didn't realise that he hadn't really been at Exeter that long. He'd done the Halifax thing. So this is a lad on the up, and maybe we've jumped on that early.
Yeah.
So maybe we are doing some really good business there. I just hope they come and do something.
The recruitment team's job surely is to identify players early and then follow them for a while. So it's not just this season we've been looking at. Some players, they've been looking at him for a while, surely. The likes of Asgard, they've been tracking him with his stats for a while and going, actually, he could be a good person. And same with Ali, really.
Yeah, and see, I say easy, but they've been tracking him from Wigan and Exeter. Anyone know anything about the new lad in today?
Nor does. Well, apparently, again, he's a good prospect.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. But how great is that we're out looking at these other leagues, the European leagues and everything else to try and find these gems?
Because we have to, because eventually you'll find the absolute gem.
Yeah.
And it will be the one that you go, wow. And whether or not he stays with us or not, if you look forward to the new stadium, let's go forward 4 years, 5 years to the new stadium, and you get the calibre of player in that is that little nugget, then you're looking like you're going to do like I keep saying this every time, like a Bournemouth, like a Brentford. Yeah. You don't at the moment in time, Bournemouth are not getting relegated, are they?
No.
Brentford are not coming down.
It just seems to me that on Saturday what I saw is, with a couple of new players in the team, it almost like the brain fog was starting to lift. I think they'd got into such a rut and just couldn't see a way out of it. And I just think a couple of new faces, Alfie back in the team, a bit fitter, playing more advanced. I just think that some of the sort of the negative feelings that they probably had were starting to lift. And then when you see sort of Asgard sort of doing a couple of nice moves, and then Ali sort of just getting the ball and just running straight at the guy, step over and stuff like that, I just think it gives everyone on all the other players a bit of hope. And I think some of the mist was just starting to clear. So I do expect us to progress and get better for the rest of the season. I just hope that comes with enough points.
I suppose the surprising one was Naismith joining.
Yeah.
However, he's proven before that he can do the job here.
Yes. What was he with? Five seasons ago? At Luton, was he? I think it was 5 seasons ago.
Something like his best football of his career by a mile was with us.
Yeah.
And he...
Yeah. I think that's the thing. It was the League One season, wasn't it? We went up to the championship and then he decided to go and work for the best manager in the league.
I think he was going for a big wage.
He was going for a big wage.
He had a hair transplant to pay for.
Yeah, but since then we've been to the Premier League and back, and he's played some games for Bristol City. So... but fair play, he's come back. So, kudos to him to go, oh, all right, well done, lads, but I'll come back.
He is a leader, though, particularly in the changing rooms and the dressing room.
Exactly what I was going to say, Steve, because, look, I think it's quite clear. I think Pelly's time is probably up. Yeah. I think probably at the end of the season his time would be up. I don't see him going tonight, but
well, he might. We don't know.
Or he might go out on loan.
He
deserves to play football somewhere. But I think, sorry, Dave, but I think the last 10, 12 years. Look, we know Pelly has knitted this squad every season. All the managers have come in and loved him. Every single manager has loved him. We now are entering this era where we haven't got this guy gelling all the players and everything else. So we need a leader. We're desperate for a leader. Our leader's been out ill and injured for the last year.
He's injured again.
And he's injured again.
Yeah.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Look, massive.
Huge, because he was so close to coming back. But look, Colton's been great for us, but I don't think Colton's a leader. I think Naismith in that it was the season where Bradley was captain, but out for quite a lot, and Naismith took that armband a lot.
Yeah.
If we get that Naismith, that leader, and even 80% of the player he was 5 years ago, he's 5 years older, But if we get 80% of that player. he might be the one just to shore up that back line, just to be that leader.
Yeah.
Not be it'd be bold to give him the captaincy, but do you know what I mean? We need someone like that in there. So I hope he can come in and do that job.
Yeah, I mean, he will have a calm head. He's been there and he's done it. And also, again, let's say he is partnered next to McGuinness. I can't think of anyone really better placed to be talking McGuinness through games than someone like Naismith.
We should also realise that it's their job, and if you get a chance for a bigger salary, you're going to go for it. Because we all would do the same, wouldn't we?
Yeah, it was just the comments. He didn't need to say. He didn't need to make the comments.
Of course he didn't.
Yeah.
Of course he didn't. And it sort of put my back up when he went that way, and especially after that worldy goal against Bournemouth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So but he's come back. You're right. He's got some balls to come back. So let's hope he performs for us. And I look down the list, and I don't remember having this many players in at one hit in this time of year.
No. And it could be the same in the summer. It could be another 7 in the summer potentially.
Yeah, in the summer then there will be a clear out.
Yeah.
There will be a big clear out. And, hopefully we just retain the big players that we don't know, like the Alfies of this world.
Okay, Kaminsky.
And Kaminsky.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I like Kaminsky in goal. I like him in goal. He gets a lot of criticism for not commanding his box enough, but...
he's a very good shot stopper, but I think he can do more with regards to commanding his area.
Well, bearing in mind the result of the weekend, the 1-1, and it's deadline day as we're recording, and we know the business. Is the business done, by the way? Do you think business is finished? Do you think,
I don't know.
I mean, is that the end of it?
I can't believe nobody's going. I think probably Inns is done. I don't think we're going to buy anyone. I think that, am I right in saying the loan window goes on longer? Or
I think
the loan window can reopen.
I think it all closes tonight, but then I think the loan window opens again for a short period of time.
Right,
I'd
be surprised if we didn't have a loan in there, but we're looking at 7 in, 3 out. I know we've got under 21s, so they don't count, but you're only allowed 25 players. Then so many under 21. So and with the strikers coming in, Adabo didn't get on the pitch. I don't know if suddenly we come off air here and Adabo is gone. I wouldn't be surprised.
I haven't heard that. There's been nothing linked with him, is there? I was just thinking.
Well, it was mentioned about West Brom.
West Brom.
Well, if West Brom want to pay us X million pounds for him, then you can't deny it. You can't deny it. But why would they pick him when he hasn't been scoring? He's not even been anywhere near it.
No. Exactly.
It's a shame.
I mean, at the time that we're recording this now on Twitter, they're saying that Blackburn are after Cawley Woodrow.
Well, whatever you say.
But that's coming from their end.
If he goes to Blackburn, good luck to him.
I totally agree. But it's just strange some of the things you hear at this time of year.
Yeah, I cannot believe we're going to finish this window with all those strikers still at the squad, because there'll be too many. With the ones that have come in, especially with the lad that came in today, there's just too many. Look, Morris isn't going anywhere. So it's Woodrow or Adebayo. Now Woodrow could probably be a loan, I would have thought, out rather than selling. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone's had a sniff at Adebayo, and it's just whether we want the money or not.
The only other interesting rumour that I would be happy is O'Brien from. Yeah, Boris, it's not going to happen, is it?
No, there's other clubs that he would regard as much more appealing.
Well, let's get back to what we asked you guys then on transfer deadline day. Has the point of the weekend given us hope that we can stay up? And do we need additions on this deadline day? And we're hoping that if business is finished, we've done a good deal. But if there's extra to come in, it'll be great. Larrick said as many additions as possible. You can see how the new players have all started being more positive on the ball, so the more we bring in, the quicker they can lift the rest of us out of this malaise. If we do that, we'll be fine, but we've been psychologically gone for so long, it's a long road. Yeah. Andy said it's a good battling point, although we will struggle with 2 19-year-olds in the fullback position as both showed lack of experience. We need to strengthen there desperately. A couple more. Jamie says it's a start to me, and that's so important. Nothing in 11 out of 12 away games. So breaking that streak and holding on for the entire second half hopefully shows the team that they can do it. It was ugly, we were battered, but we didn't lose. there is a huge amount to take from that. Jack, ending the losing streak would hopefully give the players a bit of relief. And it's a tough place to go with a big crowd. I agree there. We badly need 3 points soon, though. And I think we need an experienced defender and maybe a striker in. We got one of those, though, tonight. But our end to the window has been pretty good, in my opinion. And finally, Reece says we can build on the point at Hillsborough for sure and take some confidence into the Sunderland. Well, a little bit. And with one or two more additions, preferably a striker and a defender, will stay up no problem. The striker, I think our business striker-wise is done. Yeah.
I have to say, it was a difficult game for Johnson on Saturday.
Well, it was always going to be that, isn't it? He's learning his trade. And, he's been thrown in the deep end. To have an experienced player there would be great. But, in a few more months, which we... as long as we stay up, he'll be better for it.
Yeah, I think he could have done with either a midfielder or one of the centre backs being closer to him. There was a couple of times where he had two men on him, and that, so it was a difficult day for him.
Yeah, and also but we've had young players in the past that have started, in that ilk. I remember a couple of times when maybe even Julia James came on, and you're thinking, and he's good, but he's getting caught. But then your game changes, and you get used to it, you get up to pace, you play better. Couple of 1,000 tickets for the Watford away game. If you qualify, I hope you've got them already. Just a little mention to the Luton ladies who were in the quarterfinal of the League Cup, and now they're in the semi-finals. They only
free scoring, aren't they?
They only won 9-0.
Yeah.
Should we go and get some of their strikers in our team? Alan Campbell's gone to Dundee. Good luck to Alan Campbell.
Fair play. He deserves some football.
Yeah. Disappointingly, Krause has gone, but you can understand why.
Yeah.
Let's hope for more. Next 5 fixtures we've already mentioned: Sunderland, Sheffield United, Plymouth, Watford, Portsmouth. Now, dare I say it, there's some winnable games there, boys.
10 points out of them.
I'll take 10.
Oh, blimey, I'll take 10. I've got 7 down here.
A draw at home to Sheffield United.
Wow.
And then beating Plymouth, them, and Portsmouth.
You can call them Watford. You don't have to worry about that. Listen, it would be fantastic to win at Vicarage Road, but not lose there. That's essential. And they've had a bit of a bad run recently at home.
They're not on song at the moment.
No, they're not. So maybe not. Sunderland on fire. So I'm going to tell you now in advance, I'm going for a really stupid prediction that we are going to win.
Don't do it, Dave.
I've done it. I've said it. We're going to win, and I'm going to give you, it's going to be a 2-1 smash and grab.
Jacob went 3-1 Sunderland.
Jacob, you're sacked again.
I'm going to go 1-1.
You can stay.
Well, I wrote mine down before I knew about that with Jacob, so I've gone 3-1 Sunderland.
Right, I know I'm off my head, by the way, people. If you're listening, you go, Dave, you're an idiot. Yeah, I know I am, but, I'm never going to win this stupid little league we're in anyway, so I might as well just go for what I want to do. International break coming. Couldn't have come at a better time for us for not having a fixture. Time for the team to bond. Time for Matt to get his head around. Is it international? He's not playing. FA Cup, same thing. International break, FA Cup. That's what I meant. Time for him to get us sorted for 10 days and make sure that when we come out of it, we're firing.
And as we've got all that time, there is no reason at all why Mark Crowther can't walk to Sunderland.
He wants people to walk with him, Steve, if you're available. Listen, Mark's doing a great job, and he's raising money as usual for lots of good causes. And if you want to walk with Mark, you can. He'd look at some of those things. I'm happy to walk to Kenilworth Road from the pub, just outside Mark, if you want to meet me there. Thanks for coming up, fellas. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. As usual, we always like you to like and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't already. Stay in good health, and let's hope that
stay positive.
That's the word I was looking for. And we'll be with you post Sheffield United. Have a good one. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.